So good afternoon, everybody. We're back here once again at the Gammain Sports Ground for this much anticipated clash here this afternoon for the between the Gammain Grongrog Mudung Lions and the Coolaman Rovers. The first job today, players are going to line up because we lost a very esteemed gentleman on Friday evening, that being Ken Warren. Ken Warren was a treasurer for 41 years, treasurer for the Maroons, and then he went on to become treasurer of the Amalgamated Club in '82. Ken played back in the day. He played in the premiership for the reserve grade, I believe, in 1953, and then he got a first grade premiership in 1956. And if you care to have a look on our Facebook page, the tributes that have come in for Ken, yeah, very touching. He's a very gentle fellow and a terrific clubman and life member and all the rest of it. So the players here from both sides with the officials are lining up for a minute's silence just while they're coming there to order. Once again, we've got Baz Leffler on the images, and we welcome Tammy. Tammy Charles is offsiding with Baz. She's learning about the job. Welcome, Tammy, to this broadcast position. And once we complete this minute silence, we'll talk about a few other things, and then we'll have Andrew, our game commentator. So we pause now for the minute silence for the late Ken Warren.
Words of dedication to our club of the late Kenny Warren, a premiership player, a club treasurer for 41 years, a committee man for over 50 years, and a life member of our club. Can we all now stand so that we can honour Kenny Warren with a minute's silence?
It's a very touching tribute to Ken, and as a mark of respect for a great man, great clubman, great business person of Gammain in years gone by. A little bit more housekeeping. So this is the end of the home and the way for the Lions. The Lions, since our last home game, it's been a travelling roadshow for the Lions. They've been to Narandra, Griffith, and the Crossroads Oval at Colin Gully, and they've accounted for all those sides. That leads us up to this big clash here today. Importantly, next weekend in the community, we've got the Gammain show. So that's a great opportunity for all the players and netballers that are normally too busy. They can get involved and support the football club in those fundraising ventures at the showground with the catering and one thing and another, and whatever else needs to happen at the showground. While I think of other things to say, we'll cross to Andrew Corbett in the lead up to this game. Good afternoon, Andrew.
Well, thanks very much, Guy. Yeah, it's a great day here at the Gammain Sports Ground. Terrific crowd in today to watch this game on a Sunday here. This game is the Lions' final game of the home and away season. They have the bye next week with the Gammain show, and this game's after the loss of Griffith against Gully yesterday. The Lions are assured of a top three for position at the end of the season. Yes, it's still a bit to play out in the RFL, this competition. Gully's still a chance to make the five. They currently sit in sixth. Tigers sit in fifth, so a loss to Tigers next week and a win to Gully over Leeton could see Gully sneak into the five in the final game. And there's a bit to play out with Griffith currently sitting in third position and Coolamon fourth. Depending on results, that could change as well. The Lions could find themselves down in third, and Coolamon could find themselves up in second position. So it's a pretty important game today between these two sides. The local derby, they're playing for the Bernie Patterson Bill Carroll Cup or the Brushwood Cup, and it's been played between these clubs for a number of years now, and Coolamon probably have the wood over the Lions in the results over those years, and at the end of the game the cup will be presented to the winning team, and the best man on the ground will receive the Patterson Carroll medal. So the Lions coming off a big win against, or close win, a very tight game last week against Gully. They got home by 5 points. Coolamon had Tigers at Kindra Park, and they went down by 20 odd points to Tigers, so they'll be looking to bounce back today. Their coach Jake Barrett's out with a fractured leg, so they'll miss his run and carry around the ball. The Lions haven't got Jacob Olsen today. He's unavailable, and Kai Watts has come out of the side. A late inclusion for Kai is Sam Longmore, and Sean Foley comes in to replace Jacob Olsen. So Coolamon's had the 3 or 4 changes as well. Jeremy Sykes come in along with Joey Redburn, so they look to keep their push for that top 3 spot alive, as well as the Lions looking to finish their season off on a good note. So we should be in for a great game of footy here today, as the Lions will kick to the right of screen and the Hoppers will kick to the left.
Well, it's been a busy day here, Andrew. We've had the member for Cootamundra, Steph Cook, has been here. She cut the ribbon on the, we've had a refurbishment out the back for the multi-purpose courts, the tennis and basketball courts. Steph stayed in town last night, and this morning she ran to Coolamon and back before that job. She's training for a marathon in Sydney, so all the best to our state member for Cootamundra, Steph Cook, a live wire of a girl and a great person to have on your side. And today our scoreboard will be donated to the Riverina Hotel down there in Wagga, at the bottom end of Fitzmaurice Street. Great sponsors of the Lions. The Lions enjoyed the hospitality there last Saturday night after that Gully game. Umpire comes in to throw the ball up, get this game underway. Way to go, Andrew.
Umpire Nathan Brooks to throw the ball up. Matt McGowan the ruck for Hoppers. Sean Foley for the Lions, and the ball's come down to Matty Hamlin. It's tapped forward there. Still in dispute, picked up by McKelvey for Hoppers. Out to Bray, he fumbles. On to Tom Quinn, gets a kick forward for the Lions. A race for the ball from Dan Foley. He taps it forward. It's over the sidelines. And it'll be thrown in there on the 50 in the Lions forward line.
First throw in for the game in front of the Landmark Narrandera guys. They're very busy down there, that team at Narrandera. They'll have that U-Sale coming up in September.
McGowan with front position. It's gone through his hands into the path of Aaron Proctor. He gets a handball away, but Tom Quinn's wrapped up in a strong tackle there from Hillier and Glide, and the umpire will ball it up.
Andrew, this ground in spectacular condition, probably nearly as good as what the Matildas played on last night, I reckon.
Yes, it's been cut a little bit shorter than normal, and with 10 points of rain overnight, it's in good condition as Shannon Butterfield's tackled there, gets a hand pass out to Sam Martin, to Aaron Proctor, onto Jake Sasse, sends this one long into the forward line, but all under it is Chase Grindle for the Hoppers, takes a mark, goes wide, looking for young Campbell Matley on that far wing. It bounces in front of him, gathered by Jack Sasse, gets eludes around at Matley, kicks one short to Jack McKegg, follows up for the handball, sends it into the forward line. Under this is Foley and Ben Walsh. It goes through their hands and out over the sideline. It's a push in the back. Kick to Jerry Maslin there, playing a fullback on Ben Walsh. Chips one in short and finds Nick Buchanan. Centre of half back there for Coolamon. Back to Maslin. Comes wide to the broadcast side. McGowan leads Foley into the ball. Takes a mark there across half back for Coolamon. Quick to play on. Sends this one down, but under this one is Kirkman. Takes a good mark in front of Macaulay, his opponent. That's young Macaulay, the boy from Bathurst.
Kirkman backing up from that good form last week, Andrew.
Yeah, finished a good game there at Gully. Also likes training for marathons as well, guys, so he's pretty fit character. Kirkman, as this is a throw-in in front of the sheds. Ball's thrown high, McGowan taps it down into the path of Coolum, charging through as Aaron Proctor. Picked up by McGowan, out to McKelvey, out to Darcy there. Swings around on his left, sends this forward, looking for Wood. And coming out from full forward is Joey Redfern. Takes the mark in front of Carr. Chips one over the top, looking for Oosteroff. He leads it this strongly and takes a good mark in front of Josh Walsh. He's 25 metres out on a 45-degree angle. He's going to kick around the corner, Guy.
He's going to be a handful. He was a handful up at Kidra Park when the Lions played up there, but he's missed that one, Andrew. Not sure about that round the corner business when you're in that situation, but anyway, he's doing it, not me.
Yes, he just kicked that one a little bit to the right. No, he's very dangerous up forward. The Lions will be like trying to get him out from full forward into the ruck if they can, and get his expertise away from goal, but he was very good on that lead then as the ball's been retrieved. And Sam Martin to bring this back in for the Lions.
Yeah, he'll have to be closely marked, checked down there by the Lions.
Goes short, finds Jake Taylor across half-back. He goes wider again, looking for Jackson Conley, and just takes this one just above the grass. Kicks one high to the wing. Under it is Lockie Parker. It's punched out of his hands, and Bray's wrapped up in a tackle by Jake Taylor there in front of the canteen. It'll be a ball up. Sean Foley and McGowan in the ruck. Campbell Matley picks that up the carpet, gets a hand pass out to no one in particular, gathered by Kirkman, tries to get his kick away. McGowan's wrapped up in a tackle there by Tom Quinn, and the umpire called for a ball up.
4 minutes gone, the Lions yet to score, the Rovers one behind.
McGowan with front position, and it's a free kick to McGowan over the shoulder from Sean Foley. Chips this one in, looking for Joey Redfern. Leads out strongly from full forward, but the ball's punched down on the ground there. Picked up by Sam Martin. A hand pass out to Jack Sasse. Gets his hand pass away, but he's caught with the ball. Incorrect disposal, and Max Hillier with the tackle will go back and have a shot 40 metres out. 45-degree angle. Good pressure there from Kuhlman.
Right behind him, we've got a bird's eye view of this as he'll line it up and he'll go for that drop punt. There'll be no round the corner about this. The number 24 for the Rovers. Head over the ball. Comes in. Pretty long run up. Very deliberate. Right foot drop punt. I think it's home, Andrew.
Yeah, the kick's good. The Kuhlman players like it. First goal to Kuhlman. Max Hillier. 6 minutes into this first quarter.
Lions yet to score. Rovers 1 goal, 1-7. 5.5 minutes gone. Yeah, it's a little bit all Rovers early, Andrew.
Yeah, it's just good pressure there from Kuhlman. They've had plenty of the ball and getting that ball into their two dangerous forwards, Redfern and Oosteroff, down deep. So the Lions will be looking to respond at this centre bounce.
Riv Hotel scoreboard. Lions yet to score. Rovers 1-1-7.
McGowan taps that one forward into the path of Macaulay. Gets a kick in, looking for Oosteroff. Takes a good mark in front of Josh Walsh. Just uses the hands to position himself there, and he'll go back and have another shot on goal. He's going to have another kick around the corner.
Yeah, he's going to prove us wrong. He just used enough body there, didn't over push, he just steadied Josh Walsh with the hands. Across the face, one behind. Riv Hotel scoreboard, Lions yet to score, Rovers 1-2-8, 7 minutes gone.
Sam Martin brings that in into the centre, looking for Kirkman, gives a hand pass off to Matt Hamlin, goes wide to Connor Krebser, but it's out over the sideline in front of the Ganmain box. It'll be a throw-in.
We'll get a close-up here on all the activity of the ruck contest from the boundary. right below Baz's camera as he tilts the camera down to get it. Sean Foley being awarded, Andrew, with that good form in the seconds.
Yes, that's right, Guy, as he taps that one forward into the path of McKelvey. He's wrapped up in a good tackle by Aaron Proctor. And the umpire calls for a ball up. There's a bit of feeling involved in that one. Aaron just let him know you're caught, son. Will McGowan in the ruck now for Coolman. Taps that one down. Tom Quinn over the ball and he can't get it out. Umpire call for another ball up.
Yeah, we spoke there a few weeks ago, Andrew. To be as successful, you've got to have players putting pressure on those first grade spots, and that's what happened.
McGowan front position, the ball's on the ground, gathered by Matt Hamlin there, gets his kick away. Dan Foley gathers on the half forward flank. He's wrapped up in a tackle there by Walker, and Dean to be caught with the ball. Pat Walker looks to switch. Cross to Jerry Maslin there. Takes a mark, held up by Ben Walsh. Can go wider again, looking for Nick Buchanan on his own in the far pocket. He can send it out the far side. He finds Campbell Matley, but he's dropped the mark. Play on. Jack Sussay regathers. Kick inside. Finds Sykes, though. Coolman reload. Come wide, looking for McKelvey in front of the broadcasting box. Hand pass to Maslin. Plenty of run from Coolman here. Over the top to Aidan McCauley. He can go inside. Sends this long on his left foot, looking for Ooster off under this one. Uses his hands, almost takes the mark, and the ball's out over the sideline. Be a throw in.
Lions look a bit heavy-legged, Andrew. I'm sure they'll run into the game shortly. Have a throw in there in front of the Tins Pharmacy. Good sponsor of the Lions.
Both sides had big games last week as Sean Foley taps that down to Kirkman. His kick smothered, gathered by Jack Sasso. He's been prominent early. On to Matty Hamlin, back to Seb Hamlin, on to Matty Hamlin again, the old 1-2. Looking for Ben Walsh at centre half forward. He's tagged by Maslin and Grentel. Back to Pat Walker, back to Grentel. Comes inside, finds Gerhard. Coolman control and play here. Gets one over the top, looking for Glide. Looking to play on quickly in through the middle there to Sykes. His pass is low, but it's intercepted by Kirkman across half-back. Comes inside to the centre half-back position there. Finds Lockie Parker. Finds Tom Quinn across the centre of the ground. He plays on quickly now. Sends this long, looking for Aaron Proctor and Dan Foley, who flies over the top. Almost takes a one-hander, two taps. Aaron Proctor pounces on it, has a shot on goal, and it's through. A good snap. The Lions' first goal.
Riv Hotel's scoreboard. The Lions 1 goal 6. The Rovers 1 goal 2 8. We've now got 10 minutes gone in this first quarter here. As we glimpse up across the main scoreboard, those flags are at half-mast out of respect for the late Ken Warren. Andrew, not even just that word I used a few weeks ago, just even a zephyr of a breeze, that's about it. Won't have any impact on the play. Great afternoon for winter football.
A good contest so far. Good even contest. The Lions respond. Back to the centre. Sean Foley and Matt McGowan. McGowan taps it down into the path of Matt Hamley. He's tackled without possession. Play on this to the umpires. Comes wide to Tom Quinn. Gets a hand pass to Sam Longmore. Back to Kirkman. Comes back through the centre of the ground. Gets a floating old helicopter forward. It's on the ground there. Tapped down by Aaron Proctor. Gathered by Tom Holden. He's wrapped up in a strong tackle by the Lions there in Butterfield and Ben Walsh, and umpire Rob Johnson will ask for a ball up. Ben Walsh in the ruck. Grintle over the top. Gathers it. Tries to get his hand pass away. Picked up by Butterfield. He's tackled by Sykes. Another ball up. The ball hasn't moved. Ben Walsh taps that back, but Sykes has sharked it onto young Jake Sullivan. He can't get his hand pass away. Picked up by Jack McKegg. And it's a good, strong mark in front there. Dan Foley takes the mark. 15 metres out from goal in front of Walker. Had the front position.
Dan the man Foley's used in the recent weeks, Andrew, he's used that height to his advantage. I think he's even getting better and better as the weeks go past.
Had a very good game last week, Dan, and he goes back and slots this one to the right. Bad miss.
Umpire Rick Furman down there slaps his shoulder, signal behind.
Gettable goal, that one.
Got to get those ones.
Gerhard to bring it in. Lions with the zone. Goes wide to the scoreboard side. Kicks it long, looking for Redfern. Front position, Tom Quinn. It's on the ground there. Gathered by Buchanan. Glide. Gets a hand pass. Kicks it forward. Coming out to meet it is Harry Carr. toes it forward onto Zach Burhop. He's got a Jack McKegg on that half-forward flank, free. Takes the mark, back to Tom Quinn. Chips one over the top, looking for Harry Carr. Ball's on the ground there, dropped by Coolaman. Opponent picked up by Carr there. Dodges around one. Chips a low one in forward. It's on the ground there, through the hands of players. Gathered by Aaron Proctor, charging through. Picks it up. Tried to be cleared by Grintle there. He's taken it, a strong tackle by Aaron Proctor.
Yeah, well rewarded too.
He's got plenty of purpose in his game so far today, and he chips one in short, looking for Lockie Parker, who marks it 45 metres out, 45-degree angle from goal. He's laid some strong tackles so far, Aaron Proctor, in this first quarter.
This will test Lockie, Andrew.
Ball's kicked high, it's going to land in the square. Ben Walsh sits under this one. No, Jack McKegg it is. Sat under that one and took a strong mark. Number of players around him. He'll go back and have a shot.
Great effort from Jack McKegg there. Study of concentration. Kept his eye on the ball. Everyone else was looking at the tall timber, but Jack McKegg said, I'll grab this one. Comes in on his right foot there. Jack McKegg makes no mistake.
Lions hit the front.
The Riv Hotel scoreboard, the Lions 2-1-13, the Rovers 1-2-8. 13.5 minutes gone now in the quarter. Good brisk opening, good standard of football, Andrew, here at Gammain. Exactly what you probably thought you'd see.
Yeah, from these two powerhouse clubs up the top of the table.
Got years of history of have battles in years past.
Sean Foley and McGowan thumps this one forward into the path of Sam Longmore. He can't pick it up. Under this is Kirkman. Tries to clear it off the ground there, but umpire Rod Johnson calls for a ball up. McGowan taps this down into the path of Macaulay, picked up by Glide. He can't get his hand pass away. McKelvey wrapped up in a tackle by Burhop. Umpire call for another ball up. Punch forward by Foley there, smothered by Seb Hamlin. Tapped down, gathered by Hillier there. He kicks one forward, looking for Ustroff. Coming out from defence is Josh Walsh. He just slips over there, picked up by Ustroff. Hand passes forward into the path of Sykes. He tries to gather it in. He slips as he goes to pick it up. And the umpires call for a ball up, 30 metres out from goal.
Yeah,
Coolaman's end.
Coolaman be fighting for dear life to keep it inside their 50 and score on this occasion.
Lockie Parker gets a hurriedly clearing kick, and it's rolled over the sideline in front of the Coolaman box.
We'll have a throw in there, out there in front of the regional hydraulics. Of course, that familiar name, Jason Hamlin, of course, he owns that business. Get onto him for all your hydraulic problems.
Ball thrown in high, McGowan front position into the path of Glide. He's wrapped up in a tackle and he pinged for incorrect disposal. Free kick to Sean Foley.
Take the pressure off the Lions a bit here.
He's going to come wide, but it's a 2-on-1 there, and it's out over the boundary line. Yeah, be a throw-in.
Wasn't a lot else on for the Lions, Andrew.
McGowan and Foley in the ruck. Tapped one by Foley into Kirkman, but he's wrapped up in a tackle by Glide. The tackling has been high from both sides so far. Glide looks to go wide, but his kick is miscued and marked by Seb Hamlin in front of the Coolaman box. On to Connor Krebser. He has to go back onto his left. Can send this forward. Over the back is Jack McKegg. Goes through his hands, comes out to Jake Sullivan. Kicks this long, looking for Ben Walsh. Tries to take a one-headed mark in front of Maslin, but he's been awarded a free kick. Maslin was just holding on to him there. And Ben Walsh will go back and have another shot on goal for the Lions.
Yeah, he just had too much tussle. Ben was clever. He got himself in the best position. The Coolaman player was a bit frustrated, tried to manhandle Ben, but illegally. Andrew, I don't mind these umpires paying that incorrect disposal. Play it nice and quick, reward the tackler.
Yep. As young Tom Holden comes from the field for the Coolaman Hoppers, as Ben Walsh has a shot at goal. And it's a goal to Ben Walsh.
I think we've got umpire Rick Furman down there at that end, haven't we, Andrew? I think.
Yeah.
By the look of it.
Umpire Rick Furman.
Riv Hotel scoreboard. The Lions 3-1-19. The Rovers 1-2-8. Lions a little bit of a break on the Rovers now. 17.5 gone.
As Dan Foley comes into the ruck now against Matt McGowan. Sean Foley going to full forward. McGowan taps that down into the path of Aaron Proctor. He comes charging through. Back to Matt Hamlin. Gets a hand pass on to Tom Quinn. Can go wide, but comes back into centre forward. It's on the ground there. Nick Buchanan's wrapped up in a tackle, and the umpire will call for a ball up. Centre forward there for the Lions. McGowan been good in the ruck. Taps that down into the forward of Sykes. He dives on the ball. Coming through is Dan Foley there. Traps it. The umpire call for a ball up. Yeah. No, he's dimmed to be caught. The ball. Don't know how he could pick that one out, Nathan. But anyway, Sykes has got the kick and kicks forward. But in front is Sam Martin. Takes a strong mark in front of Redfern. He lets him know about it too. He comes wide, finds Jake Taylor in front of the canteen. Back to Jackson Conley to Jake Taylor. He's got a hand pass over the top there. And the young fellas are just under a bit of pressure there from Coolman. Still in play.
Got to play to the whistle, boys.
As Sykes gathers this, kicks it forward there under his Redfern, through his hands. Free kick down to Gammain, taken by Harry Carr. Looks for Ben Walsh at centre forward. It's at his feet. Picked up by Darcy. Ball's bouncing everywhere. Gathered by Matt Hamlin. Dodges around one onto his left. Looking for Sean Foley. Pat Walker in front position there, and he gets the free kick.
Yeah, Sean Foley hanging on in a bid to hold his opponent, get his fist around.
Walker to Gerhard. They go wide, looking for Campbell Matley. It's at his feet and it's out over the sidelines. There'll be a throw in.
Throw in out there in front of the Ganmain Hotel. Great sponsors. We've got Noel Hearn down there in that business. And the member for Cootamundra, Steph Cook, stayed in the accommodation, the new upgraded accommodation down there last night.
Yes, I heard it's very good as the ball's thrown in. Ben Walsh taps that down to Aaron Proctor, gets a hand pass to Matt Hamlin. Back to Connor Krebs, that comes in low, looking for Jack McKegg, gone through his hands. Ball gathered by Jake Sullivan there. He can do a banana kick at goal, and he's kicked it.
Players like it, Andrew.
Great shot for goal. He was deep in the pocket. Done the banana on the run, straight through the goals.
Well, we talked about a bit of soccer, so it was a bend it like Beckham job, that one. Riv Hotel scoreboard, the Lions 4-1-25, the Rovers 1-2-8. All of a sudden, in the last few minutes, the Lions have reversed that early opening of the Rovers being inside their 50 a lot. Well, the Lions have capitalised on their entries into their 50.
Dan Foley and McGowan in the ruck. Dan Foley taps that down into the path of Aaron Proctor onto Matt Hamlin. Tries to get one back to Zach Burhop, but it's gathered by Glide onto Campbell Manley. He's under pressure, kicks one on the ground. Charging through his Jerry Redfern. He's just been connected there by Tom Quinn, and he'll go back and have a shot for Coolamon.
Yeah, just a bit unlucky there for Tom Quinn. The player went down and Tom caught him high. Kick was always there, but wasn't really a big fault of Tom Quinn's. The Rovers player in this situation will kick just inside the 50. No breeze, whatever. Right foot, drop punt. Goal umpire doesn't move, Andrew.
Yeah, the Coolamon players like it. It's a quick reply to the Hoppers. Good kick by Joe Redfern.
Yeah, Lions turned it over there in the centre. They looked like they were away, but they...
Yeah, they had the clearance, but just an errant hand pass and allowed Coolamon to take the turnover and send it forward.
We've said before, when you turn over against a good side, that you mostly pay for it, and that's what happened.
Dan Foley and Will McGowan in the ruck now. Will McGowan taps that forward into the path of Matt Hamlin. He's tackled as he didn't have possession. And he'll take the kick in the centre of the ground.
very keen to make amends for that turnover, I think, Andrew, as Matt is very focused there.
Kicks this one looking for Jake Sullivan, who takes the mark unopposed across half forward for the Lions. Can go short looking for Ben Walsh, but it's eluded him. Glide tries to pick that up, coming through Jack McKegg as he gathers it and has a shot on goal, and it's bounced through from behind. Gerhard to bring it in. He's going to come to the broadcasting side. Goes low. Good pass, finds Bailey Wood. His first possession of the game in front of Jack Sussay across half-back. He goes to come inside and finds Shane Darcy. He can go wide to the far side and finds Leary. Centre of the ground there. The ball's on the ground there. Coming out from fullback is Josh Walsh. Gathered by Kirkman to Matt Hamlin. He can come wide, find Jackson Conley. The kick doesn't make the distance. Gathered by Conley, back to Krebs, who he can chip over the top, but Bailey Wood sits under this one. He can go long, just in front of the box, looking for Redfern, but it's good pressure there by Sam Longmore and Harry Carr. It's over the sidelines,
We'll have a throw in there in front of the Commons Hendrick sign. They've got those officers all around the riverina, and importantly, Kate Carroll down here in the main street in Ganmain.
Dan Foley taps it down to Aaron Proctor. Krebs has wrapped up in a tackle there. Gathered by Matt Hamlin. He takes the tackle, gets his hand pass away. Picked up by Dan Foley. He's taken in a strong tackle high. He gets the free kick.
I think the Coolman player got a bit winded in that job, Andrew.
Yeah, he's fallen on Cooper McKelvey in that tackle. As he was wrapped up, he's come down heavily on Cooper McKelvey, and umpire's just taking a moment here. Trainers assisting him.
Good work, Foles. Unreal, mate, unreal.
Good opening for Dan Foley, carrying on from last week.
He looks to be okay. He looks for Jack McKegg. Under this is Griddle. He punches it. Gathered by Conley, but a hand pass falls into the hand of Glide, onto Cooper McKelvey. Kicks around the corner. Under this is Sam Martin. Takes a good mark in front of Aidan McCauley. Comes inside, finds Kirkman. Been in good form lately, Sam Martin. He takes the hand pass off Kirk. Goes wide to Sam Longmore in the far pocket. Goes short, finds Josh Walsh across half-back there in front of the scoreboard. Hand pass over the top to Sam Martin. He can kick this one long and low, looking for Jack McKegg. Is punched by Griddle. He slips over Jack McKegg. He's wrapped up in a tackle there. Tries to get his hand pass out. Picked up by Zach Perhop. Comes inside looking for Tommy Quinn. It's at his feet. He's wrapped up in a tackle and caught with the ball. Umpire. Free kick to Max Hillier. Good tackle.
Yeah, as I said, Andrew, I don't mind them being hot on that one. Pay the free kick, reward the tackler. Same for both sides.
He goes short to Glide in the centre of the ground for the Hoppers. Goes for the barrel, sends a big long one. Oosteroff's under this one with Dan Foley. Gets his hands to it, can't take the mark. Gathered by Aaron Proctor. On to Matt Hamlin. Can go wide. Finds Jack McKegg in front of Grintel. He looks to come inside, but he goes over the top long. He's got Sean Foley all alone at centre half forward, but he spills the mark. Regathers, gets one off to Shannon Butterfield. Dodges around one. Tries to get his kick away as Coolman scrambled back in defence, and it's knocked over the sideline. Opportunity gone there by the Lions.
Yeah, that was a bad fumble there by Sean. He'll have to make amends for that, which I'm sure he will.
Sean Foley McGowan in the back. It's gone over Beau Fruckman. Gathered by Jackson Conley. Gets his kick forward. Gathered by Jake Sullivan. Gets his hand pass out. Gathered by Shannon Butterfield. Hand passes, one's out. Players are going it hard there. There's a bit of a clash of heads between Kirkman and Nick Buchanan on that occasion, and Matley punches this one forward. Race to the ball between him and Matt Hamlin. Matt Hamlin gathers the ball and just cops one high.
High contact. It's the end of the quarter here at quarter time here at the Ganmain Sports Ground. We've got, is it Kirkman in that clash down there, Andrew?
Yeah, Kirkman and Nick Buchanan are slow to get to their feet.
Yeah. Kirkman, of course, not a lot of covering on that top, but he'll be back. He's a tough nut. He'll get a bit of attention with the towel, a bit of attention with the trainers, and he'll be right to go on with the rest of the game. Well, Andrew, a pretty good opening here at Gammain Sports Ground. Pretty entertaining game. Riv Hotel scoreboard, the Lions 4-2-26, Rovers 2-2-14. So commentators will take a break, have a drink of water. Cameraman will have a seat for a few minutes, and we'll come back with the second quarter to see what's on offer. So the players are taking their position here at Gammain Sports Ground, and the respective trainers leave the ground. Andrew, a pretty entertaining first quarter. Hope we can see more of that.
Yeah, Coolman had the ascendancy early and finished off with the Lions, but very physical, hard country footy in that first quarter.
Yeah, there's plenty of, when either side makes this mistake, the opposition lets them know. There's plenty of chatter out there. So, yeah, always plenty of feeling between these clubs.
Aaron Proctor's really started this game well. Matt Hamlin been very prominent for the Lions. Glide for Coolman. Up forward there, Oosteroff and Redfern look dangerous as umpires about to throw this up for the start of the second quarter. Sean Foley and Matt McGowan the ruck. Sean Foley taps this one down. Almost gathered by Tom Quinn there. He's held on to without possession, and he'll get the free kick in the centre of the ground. Oh, tries to get his hand pass away to Sam Martin. Doesn't hit the target. Gathered by Coolman there. Kick forward. Under this is Jack Sussay. Race for the ball there. Good shepherd by Harry Carr. Gathered by Jack Sussay. Coming through is Sam Martin. Hand pass over the top there. Gathered by McGowan. Back to Glide. Tries to dodge back inside, but a good tackle by Tom Quinn. Wraps him up. Gathered there by Grentel, through the hands of Lockie Parker, through the centre of the ground there, gathered by Sam Hamlin, gets his hand pass back, picked up almost by Tom Quinn there, tries to get a kick away there, coming through is Hillier, and he's held with him when not in possession. He'll get this free kick in the centre of the ground. Play on, says the umpire, he's wrapped up there by Lockie Parker. And it's... no, umpires call it back. A bit of confusion there. Hillier to take the kick again. And he's found Wood across half forward there in front of Kirkman. Swings around on his left. Kicks his high. Under it is Oostenhoff and Josh Walsh. Gets one hand to it. Gathered by Jack Sussay to Tom Quinn. Swings wide on his left there. Looking for Jake Taylor, but the ball's over the sideline. And it's out of bounds. Be a throw in.
Yeah, not sure on that one where the umpire just... Yeah, we'll have to watch it in replay, get an explanation for that, Andrew.
Yeah, well, Lockie was within the zone there, but he's held him up and let him have his kick again after being tackled by Lockie as the ball's thrown in, gathered by Aaron Proctor there. He's pushed forward, and as players dive on the ball, no one can get this out, and umpire Rob Johnson will call for a ball up across half forward there for the Lions.
Just separate there. Go for the ball, McGowan.
Up it goes. McGowan with front positions. Taps it back into the path of Tom Quinn. Gets a hand pass on to Lockie Parker. Gathered by Jake Taylor. Darren Proctor. It's very hot there at the moment. Hard to gain possession. This one's kicked forward. Into the path of Connor Krebser. Gets a good bounce. Comes back on his left. Sends this win high to a vacant goal square. And it's a goal. Great goal, Connor Krebser.
Play of the day there so far for the Lions. Swept across the centre of the ground. Put it out in front of Connor Krebser. He wrong-footed his opponent with that left.
No, it's been called touched on the line.
Touched on behind.
Touched on the line. Looked like a goal. The Lions players were celebrating as the ball comes into Maslin in the pocket, but it's intercepted by Jack McKegg across half forward there for the Lions. He swings around on his right, sends this high. Under this is Gerhard and Krebser. Gerhard can't take the mark. Tapping it forward as Krebser makes a tackle on Bray. On to Conley, swings around one, gets his hand pass into the goal square, and Coolman quite prepared to take it over the line to reset again.
Commentators just got a bit carried away with that good play, Andrew. They gave it a goal.
Yes, well, you can't take the advantage of the players, but this ball's kicked in. Sitting under is Jack McKeag. Wood over the top, gathered by Kirkman. Gets a long hand pass forward to Matt Hamlin. He's grabbed high.
Yeah, it was all, yeah.
And he'll get the free kick, Guy.
No good of the Rovers going crook on that occasion. You cannot, we know you cannot high tackle in this game. Kuhlman paled in the penalty there. They've obviously remonstrated with the umpire. We also know that that won't happen. Umpires won't tolerate that. We've seen that over the last few weeks. They'll pay it against you quickly. They don't want their decisions challenged.
As Matt Hamlin gets the goal.
Riverina Hotel scoreboard, Lions 5-4-34, Rovers 2-2-14. 4.5 minutes gone here in the second quarter. She's pretty willing, Andrew, but umpires keeping good control of it. They're paying the free kicks that are there. And quick to pay, yeah, they won't tolerate any back chat.
Entertaining game of football so far as it's back to the centre of the ground. Nathan Brooks to throw this one up. Sean Foley and Will McGowan in the ruck. No one wins it decisively there. Coming through is Hillier there, but charging through is Matt Hamlin. Gets his hand pass away. The ball's on the ground there. Hillier comes through and he's wrapped up in a tackle by Hamlin. Umpire will call for a ball up.
Matt Hamlin starting to put a little bit of his stamp on the game too, Andrew.
Well, he's a very good player. He's a dangerous player as Sean Foley taps his forward. Gathered by Leary there. Gets his hand pass back to Hillier. Tackled by Tom Quinn there. Fumble there by the Lions. Dan Foley gets one hand pass out to his brother Sean. On to Lockie Parker there. Can send this in long for the Lions, but it's all Pat Walker for the Hoppers. He marks in front of Jack McKeag. He goes wide, looking for Gerhard in that pocket. Kicks this one low, looking for Wood. He drops the mark. 3-on-1 here for the Lions. Picked up by Kirkman. Can send this one back in. He kicks it high, chips it high. It's all Kuhlman under it. Maslin can't take the mark. And it's picked up there by Walker. He's wrapped up in a tackle. It's going to be a ball up in that near side pocket for the Lions. Ben Walsh in the ruck. With Grintel, the ball's on the ground there. Gerhard kicks it off the ground into the path to Krebser. Swings one around on his left. This is going high to the square. And it's punched through by the Hoppers there for another behind.
Riv Hotel scoreboard, the Lions 5-5-35, Rovers 2-2-14.
As Gerhard goes wide to McCall, he finds him in front of the scoreboard. He quickly plays on, finds Darcy wide. He chips one short, looking for Ustroff. Little shove on Josh Walsh there. He takes the mark. 50, 60 metres out from goal. Quickly plays on, kicks his high. Under his car, but it's a good mark to Redfern. Takes a good, strong mark over the two Lions defenders there in Carr and Mann. And he'll go back and have a shot. Yeah, quick transition by the Hoppers.
Strong pack mark, Andrew. Ustroff gave that ball plenty of height to the top of the square. You'll kick from 25, right foot, drop punt. Rick Furman likes it. Kuhlman Rovers like it.
That's Redfern second.
Riv
run with him this time, Campbell.
Riv Hotel scoreboard, Lions 5-5-35, Rovers 3-2-20. Of course, the Riv Hotel down there in the bottom of Fitzmaurice Street in Wagga. Best counter lunch and dinner in Wagga in a pub.
Goal apiece in this second term. Ball back to the centre of the ground. Will McGowan and Sean Foley in the ruck. Thrown up high. McGowan tries to tap that forward. Punched forward by Tom Quinn into the path of Aid McCauley. Sykes goes wide. Looking for Hillier. The ball goes through his hands. He regathers back to Sykes. Back to Gerhard across half-back. Dodges around one. Sends this one high and long. Looking for Redfern, but Carr has the opportunity to take the mark from behind there and chips wide and finds Burhop. Goes in short. His kick doesn't find Quinn, but Diggory gathers onto Sam Martin. Kicks wide, finds Jackson Connolly. Comes inside looking for Shannon Butterfield. Takes a mark in front of McCauley there. on that wing position, centre wing position for the Lions. Chips one over the top in front of the scoreboard, finds Buhop. He plays on, looks for Ben Walsh. It leads into the pocket and takes a mark in front of Maslin, and he'll have a shot on goal. Right side for a left footer, but he's about 45 metres out from goal.
Yeah, it'll take all his skills. Ben's got plenty of them, as we know. He might buy a metre as he gets closer to the man on the mark, just to improve the angle a bit. Comes in on that left foot. He'll have to kick from 45 to 50. Well, I think the players like it, Andrew.
Yes, we can pretty well assure that this one's going to be a goal, Guy, by the rejoicing of the Gammain players there. A great kick for goal. He is deep in that half-forward flank pocket.
Andrew, is a bit of a saying that clothes maketh the man, but skills maketh the footballer, and Ben Walsh, he's got ample skills.
Dangerous player for the Lions, sitting up there at full forward. Ben Walsh can play forward or back. Very versatile. The Lions got him forward at the moment. Sean Foley and Will McGowan in the ruck. McGowan punches it forward. Tried to be gathered there by Sykes, picked up by Sean Foley, coming through his Hillier. He's starting to get a bit of the ball, back to Glide there. Swings around on his right, kicks his high, under this Redfern and Carr. Carr keeps his feet, it's out the back to Sam Martin. He regathers, back to Jack Sussay. Hair pass to Tom Quinn at his feet. It's gone over the top to Kirkman. Back to Sam Martin. The Lions trying to control this ball. Out of defence. Kirkman chips one's back looking for Sam Martin. It puts him under a bit of pressure. Tries to gather in, gets his hair pass away. Umpire deems that he's through the ball, and it's a free kick to Campbell Matley. He'll go back and have a shot at goal for the Hoppers. 40 metres out.
Not even Sam Martin could disguise that one, Andrew.
He was very quick with his hands.
Yep. You won't be very happy that the Lions backline there brought their own troubles on themselves there in that situation.
Young Campbell Matley kicks on its way, but it's to the left. Ball comes inside by Sam Martin to Harry Carr. He kicks this one high, but under this is Wood. He almost takes the mark. Good pressure by Sam Longmore there. Regathers. Hair pass back to Josh Walsh on to Lockie Parker. He kicks this one forward looking for Aaron Proctor, but it's going to go over the sideline. It's going to be a throw in across that half forward flank.
Our closest sponsor there is paid up sponsor is Ag and Vet Services. They got the shops down here in Waterview Street and the business in Grong Grong.
Ball thrown in. Dan Foley gathers this out of the ruck, chips it up forward, looking for Ben Walsh. He dives in on this, tries to pick it up. Charging through is Matt Hamlin. He slips over, kicked off the carpet by Jack McKegg, and it just rolls to the left, through for a behind. He had an open goal square there, a bit like the shootout last night in the Matildas, Guy. He just couldn't direct it in the right position.
Yeah.
Ball comes in forward there for Kuhlman. A chip over the top by Grintle. Finds Darcy on the wing. He plays on quickly. Chips one over looking for Campbell Matley. He fumbles there, charging through his Wood, kicks it off the carpet. It comes back inside to Jack McKegg. He's wrapped up in the tackle, gets his hand pass away, gathered by Jack Sussay. On to Kirkman. The Lions through the centre of the ground. This one's gone forward, looking for Ben Walsh and Maslin under this one. Good pressure by Maslin. Comes to the feet of Krebser. He can't pick it up. He's tackled with not in possession. Play on, says the umpire. Back to Ben Walsh. On to Sean Foley. He can send this one in long. Under it is his brother Dan, but in front position, Pat Walker comes into the path of Jake Taylor. He can't pick it up. Gets his hand pass back to Kirkman. He's under pressure. Back to Jack Sussay. The Lions retrieve. Kicks one forward. It's over the head of Matt Hamlin. Gathered by Jack McKagan at half forward. He swings around the corner. Has a shot at goal. And it's through. It's a goal to the Lions.
Andrew, all year, it's never been long when Jack McKegg, when he misses one, it's never long till he has an impact, has a chance, and that was a terrific goal.
He's a barometer of this side. When Jack McKegg's up and about across that half-forward line, his work rate's phenomenal, and he just kept pursuing that ball and snapped truly on the run, running away from goal.
Riv Hotel scoreboard, the Lions 7-6-48, Rovers 3-3-21. 13 and a half minutes gone, second quarter.
Back to the centre of the ground as Sean Foley clears this out of the centre. Forward for the Lions. The ball's on the ground, but charging out defence is Nick Buchanan. Gets his hand pass away, but to no one in particular. And it's on the ground there. Players diving on the ball, and the umpire call for a ball up. Cross half forward there for the Lions.
Lions have got a good break, got a good lead on the Rovers here, but they'll know the Rovers will keep coming at them.
Ben Walsh down to Kirkman, but his hand pass is smothered. Comes back to Kirkman. He's tackled there, and umpires called for a ball up there just inside the Lions 50. Number of players around the ball. Ben Walsh in the ruck. Will McGowan. Ben Walsh taps it through the hands of Kirkman. Ball's fumbled there. Hand pass out by Shannon Butterfield onto Kirkman. He's wrapped up in a tackle there. Umpire calls for another ball up. It's not going anywhere. McGowan uses his body in the ruck there, taps it down forward. Coming through is Tom Quinn, tries to pick this one up. And the umpire's going to call for a ball up. It's locked up there. Good desperation there from Tom Quinn. He never really had the ball, but was tackled, and the umpire called for a ball up.
I think he was getting plenty of attention while he was on the ground too, Andrew.
Ball's tapped down to Connor Krebser. He's wrapped up in a tackle there. Good tackle by Sykes. He gets possession.
Coolman want to be careful here. They've been awarded the free kick.
Neither player will let go of each other here. Sykes with the free.
Plenty of talk from both sides. This game's alive.
Lions with numbers back. Goes to the centre of the ground, looking for Campbell Matley. The ball's at his feet. Oh, good gather. But he's run into Tom Quinn and Seb Hamlin.
Yeah, he ran into a pack of the Lions there.
Ball up on the shed wing. Sean Foley taps it down into the path of Matt Hamlin. He's wrapped up in a tackle. Gets his hand pass away into the hands of McGowan. One back to Hillier. Plenty of pressure here from both sides. The ball comes wide, marked by Bailey Wood in front of Sam Longwell. Swings around on his left, sends this one in the goal score. It's Usanoff and Walsh, but it's a mark to Usanoff. Too strong.
Yeah, he's very strong, body on body, and he had the position. The ball was coming in, held his ground. This should be a gimme. He's not going to do that round the corner from here, Andrew.
No, he's straight in front. And that's the goal to Coolman. Goal to Oosteroff. Or the Rooster, as they call him. So it's a goal apiece, goal for goal here at the moment in this second quarter. Pressure still high in this tense game of football.
Riv Hotel scoreboard, the Lions 7-6-48, the Rovers 4-3-27. So 21-point lead to the Lions as we head towards half-time. 17 minutes gone now.
Dan Foley in the ruck, taps this back. Charging through is Campbell Matley, but it's picked up by Zach Burhop. Gets one out to Matt Hamlin. He's under pressure there. He's just held on to. Umpire awards him a free kick. He can go wide to Dan Foley on that far wing. Looks to give one to Sam, but comes back inside, looking for Jack McKegg. Coming over the top is Jake Sullivan. He can't take the mark. It's back to Sam Martin. He dodges around one. He's taken high. Gets that free kick in front of the scoreboard for the Lions. Go back and take his kick. Chips one over the top. Lions just trying to control this one and working it forward. Bit of composure on to Aaron Proctor. Sends this one high. Sitting under is Ben Walsh. Coming through is Jack McKegg. Goes through their hands. Gathered by Darcy to Wood. Back to Darcy. Goes short and finds Glide at centre half back there for Coolman. He goes back inside looking for Sykes. He marks just shy of the centre of the ground. He can play on quickly. Forced to go wide on his left foot. He's got Cooper McKelvey on that far wing. Coolman working this one forward. He's going to go high, looking for Oosteroff. He's got the lead out, but he drops the mark. Gathered by Campbell Matley, gets one to his brother Mitchell, on to Bailey Wood. He regathers and kicks this one high. It's another one to the Hoppers. They start to peg the Lions back in this late in this second term.
Yeah, good passage of play there by the Rovers. They took it out of the Lions' back line, kept possession of the ball, worked it. Oosteroff couldn't mark it, but they moved it on quickly to the front of the goal square. Result, Rovers goal. Riv Hotel scoreboard, the Lions 7-6-48. Rovers coming back 5-3-33. 19 minutes gone, second quarter.
Back to the centre of the ground. Dan Foley in the ruck. Matt McGowan. Good even contest this second term. Umpire throws it up. Dan Foley taps it forward into the path of Matt Hamlin, gets a hand pass back to Jack Sussay. He goes wide looking for Zach Burhop. It bounces in front of him. He can regather. Can kick this one low, looking for Dan Foley through his legs, but he regathers it. Can send this one into the forward line deep. Has a shot at goal on the run, but it's through from behind. Misses to the left. Gerhard to bring it in for Coolum, and he's going to come to the club side. Goes long and low, but almost cut off there by Jackson Connolly in front of Bailey Wood. He chips that over the top by Curb Mark. Ben Walsh is spoiled. Picked up by Tom Quinn. His kick smothered. Gathered by Ben Walsh. He's wrapped up in a tackle. Can't get his hand pass away, and the umpire call for a ball up.
Lions will be desperate to score now that it's inside their 50, Andrew, this event.
Tapped down by McGowan, gathered by Hilly there, but he's wrapped up in a tackle. Ball's not going anywhere as Oosteroff comes from the field. Will McGowan comes on to full forward. Ben Walsh and Matt McGowan the ruck. The ball's tapped forward, gathered by Pat Walker. Gets a quick kick away. Leading for the ball is Sykes in front of Martin, but it's regathered by Martin. He's wrapped up in the tackle. The umpire will ball it up.
Yeah, no prior opportunity the umpire deemed on that occasion.
As Wood comes from the ground and Oosteroff comes onto the field. Hillier gathers that one out of the ruck, but he's tackled. Ball spills free. Play on. Out to Campbell. Matley. Hickey's got Oosteroff wide. Coming through is Kirkman, who cuts that off. Oosteroff tries to pick it up. Can't do so. Kirkman regathers, gets his hand pass away to Jake Taylor, on to Jack McKegg. Back inside looking for Butterfield, but it's gathered by Aidan McCauley. Kicks this one high, looking for Jordan Redfern, but it's a good mark by Harry Carr there. Used his strength, comes inside and finds Matt Hamlin. He goes short and finds Jack Sussay. The Lions with the overlap here. He goes wide, finds Josh Walsh on that far half-back flank. He can hand pass over the top to Seb Hamlin. He goes inside, but it's a bad kick. He's found Cooper McKelvey on the wing. Turnover there by the Lions. Rebound here by Coolum, and his kick can't find Sykes. He tries to keep it inside. He does. Tries to get around Burhop. Breaks the tackle, but good tackle by Burhop. He's just caught him high. Free kick to Sykes.
A little bit lucky on that occasion. The player went down, but that's, the umpire still favour you still can't tackle high even when the player goes down. Just getting a little bit of the first glimpse of the sun here today. Just a little bit of a change in the
Sykes goes back to Leary. He can drill this one in, looking for McCauley, and finds him. Aidan McCauley marks the ball there, 40 metres out. Another shot on goal here for the Hoppers.
If he goals this one, Andrew, the Hoppers will go in with their tails up at half-time, although there's more, probably time after this too, if he converts it.
McCauley on his approach, left footer, kicks this one high. It's going to fall short. It's a big mark over the top by Harry Carr. He jumped over two Gairmain opponents, and McGowan took a strong mark. The lad's starting to show glimpses of what he can do. And this ball's gone wide by Carr, finds Jack Sussay on the other side of the defence for Lions. He can come inside and finds Aaron Proctor there, 40 metres out in the middle of the ground from goal. Goes on to Dan Fowler. The Lions come wide in front of the broadcasting box to Ben Walsh, who's come up the ground. His kick hasn't hit his target in Jackson Conley there. He regathers, gets it back to Ben Walsh. Back to Jackson Conley there. The Lions keep this alive. Ball's come inside to the middle of the ground there. It's on the ground. Coming through is Aaron Proctor. He tries to take it. Ball's on the ground, picked up by Hillier. Hand pass on to Cameron Matley there. Turnover, he's looking for Will McGowan. High is Carr's gone over the back, grabbed by Sam Martin. Running onto this is Josh Walsh. He can't pick it up. Gathered by Darcy, swings around. And the umpire's pulled out a free kick here to Josh Walsh for high. The Lions breathe a sigh of relief.
Yeah, let off there for the Lions.
Walsh goes wide, finds Jack Sussay. Cross half back there for the Lions. Sends this long, looking for Jake Sullivan. Leary up early. It's gone over the back, gathered by Sullivan. He can send this into the forward line for the Lions. Looks inside for Aaron Proctor. Can't find him, but he's cleaned up. Play on, says the umpire. Back to the centre of the ground. Buchanan can't gather. Charging through is Butterfield. Buchanan regathers. He gets his hand pass away out to Helio. It's at his feet, and he's wrapped up in a tackle. Gathered by Jake Taylor. Chips a little one short to Jake Sullivan. He can send it back in for the Lions now. It's high. Under this is Ustinov, and he takes a mark in front of Matt Hamlin, or behind Matt Hamlin. Uses his strength. Goes short. Finds Bray at centre half back there for Coolerman. He goes wide again, looking for Glide. He marks in front of the scoreboard. Running out of defence is Gerhard. Takes possession. Can go wide, looking for McKelvey. He marks in front of Taylor. On that far wing for Coolerman. Late in this second term. Goes short. Nick Buchanan can't hold it. Goes through his hands. On to Seb Hamlin. Regathers. Dodges around one. Chips one forward to Jake Sullivan. Back to Jack McKegg. On the wing there, looks inside, looking for Matt Hamlin. It's gone over his head. It's gathered by Sean Foley. Gets a hand pass out to Matt Hamlin. Back inside, looking for Aaron Proctor at centre forward there. Swings on his left. Finds Connor Krebser. He could play on if he liked, but he decides to go back and have a shot. Grintle overrun the mark, but he's going to have a shot. He's going to have to kick this from beyond 50.
He's a lovely left foot kick, Andrew, but it's going to take every bit of that loveliness, this one. We're right behind him. We've got a terrific position. Pushing up to siren time. Comes in on that left foot. Will give himself plenty of room. Gives it a good... No, it's off. Tried to buy too much.
Yeah, tried to buy too much. It's just off, out of bounds on the full, and Oosterhoff to kick this one in. Brings it in quickly, finds Maslin. Coolerman play on. He goes wide, but he's gone too wide. It's out on the full in front of the kiosk.
Jack Sassay will take the kick there. Appeal for 50 metres. Not sure what happened there. I couldn't see from here, but Coolerman player must have kicked it away from Jack Sassay.
He comes inside, finds Kirkman, takes a one-handed mark in the centre of the ground. Kicks this long, looking for Sean Foley. Coming out is Pat Walker. Max Hillier's held on to it. Play on, says the umpire. Little hand pass underground to Aaron Proctor there from Jackson Conley. He's wrapped up in the tackle. Umpire Nathan Brooks will call for a ball up there. It's on the Lions' half forward flank. On the clubhouse side.
She's pretty tight in the trenches now, Andrew.
Yeah, there's not much givers. Ustinov takes this out of ruck, gets his kick away. Ball's rolling towards the Coolerman bench as Bailey Woods quite content to take it over the sideline. Be another throw in.
Another throw in out there in front of the Commons Hendricks people, legal people, all through the riverina. There's the siren, half time here at Gammain Sports Ground. Entertaining half of football here, Andrew, with from both sides. Pretty willing contest. Well umpired, well played, I reckon. Pretty good skills on display.
Yes, it was all Lions early. They had the ascendancy, but the Coolermans fought back late in that second half of this second quarter. And we go into a very entertaining, tight game of football.
It's probably panned out the way we anticipated, you know, with their positions on the top of at the top of the ladder, Andrew, and their, you know, that history of respect for one another and going in pretty hard. We're seeing plenty of that. Lions just got the ascendancy at the moment, but they know that won't count for anything for the rest of the half of the game. The Lions realise they'll have to push on and keep scoring to keep these Rovers at bay. Baz is looking at me. He wants a break, so we'll let Baz take a stool. Andrew will go into the rooms, and he'll get whatever news he can, and we'll bring you back and for the start of the third quarter after the half time. So we're back here after half time, Gammain Sports Ground. Wait for the umpire to start for this the third quarter here. This very willing game, Andrew, here. Entertaining game at Gammain.
Yes, it is, Guy, and just about ready to start this third quarter as Oosteroff's come into the ruck for the Coolman Hoppers up against Sean Foley. Ball's thrown in the air. Oosteroff taps that down, but it's gone through the hands of Matt Hamlin, gathered by Sean Foley. Back to Matt Hamlin, kicks this one high, wide. Under it is Zach Burhopper, takes a good strong mark on the wing.
In long, in long.
You look to send this in long for the Lions. Looking for Ben Walsh on the lead. He comes out through his hands. Gathered by Jack McKeag, smothering. Kick over the sideline there from Grintle. And it'll be a throw in the Lions forward line.
So we'll have the throw in there in front of the centre care, those relationships people there from Wagga. Relationships and mental health counselling, very important.
Dan Foley and Oosteroff in the ruck. Dan Foley front position. He grabs it out of the ruck and he swing around on his right and have a shot on goal, but it hasn't curled back enough and it's through for a behind. Gerhard to bring this in for the Hoppers. He looks to come to the broadcast side. Kicks this high, looking for Wood. Under this is Burhop. Gone through his hands, gathered by McKelvey. He falls over. Hand pass back to Wood. And it's out over the sideline. We a throw in. Oosteroff and Sean Foley in the ruck. Ball's thrown up high. Oosteroff front position, taps this down into the path of Aaron Proctor. Diving in is Tom Quinn. The ball's held up. Umpire Rob Johnson will call for another ball up. Sean Foley front position, gathers it out of the ruck. Onto Aaron Proctor, onto Jackson Connolly. Picked up by Proctor there. Charges through the pack, kicks his high. Under this is Jack McKeag. Over the top is Grintle. Plucking off the ruck was Ben Walsh. He had a bit more time on his hands. He has a dribbling shot at goal, but it's knocked through there by Leary for Coolman. Goes to bring this back inside, goes up the centre of the ground, finds Jerry Maslin at centre half back there.
Riv Hotel scoreboard, the Lions 7-9-51, the Rovers 5-3-33.
He goes wide. Under this is Campbell Matley. Takes a good mark over the top of Krebser. Comes back inside looking for Glide. Marks in the centre of the ground. Can go wide looking for Cooper McKelvey, but puts it on his foot. Out to Oosteroff. Gather this one in. He falls over. Hand pass back to Sykes. Back to McKelvey. Swings around on his left and kicks deep into the pocket there and finds Aidan McCauley. He'll go back and have a shot on goal for the Hoppers.
He's shaping up as though he likes that round the corner job too, Andrew.
Going to use his right foot. Has a good shot on goal. It's a goal to the Hoppers, the first of this third term. They edge closer.
They're pegging the Lions back. Riv Hotel scoreboard, the Lions 7-9-51, Rovers 6-3-39.
Hoppers just got the better of the Lions on that transition from defence forward. They've kicked a number of goals early in that second term, or late in that second term, going from coast to coast. Lions have got to tighten up their forwards, pick up their opponents in defence. All back to the centre ground. McGowan and Sean Foley in the ruck. Sean Foley taps this one down into the path of Campbell Matley. Gets his hand pass away. Gathered by Tom Quinn. He's wrapped up in the tackle. Umpire will ball it up. As Oosteroff goes back to full forward. McGowan double taps that down in the path of Tom Quinn. He gets his kick away. He's held onto as he kicks it, and it goes to Butterfield, onto Jackson Conley there. He can chip one looking for Ben Walsh in the pocket and finds him. Ben Walsh will go back and have a shot. Deep in the pocket. 30 metres out. Right side for a left footer.
The Lions need this reply, and they need to need this steadier, Andrew, too. We'll have a great view here He'll be right over Ben Walsh's left shoulder as he comes in on that left foot. He's only a few metres in on the boundary. As Andrew mentioned, the angle gives a bit of a skip. No, it's pushed it across the face. Out on the full.
Out on the full.
Let off there for Coolman. Lions will need to fight desperately to get that one back. They would have had that one nearly penciled in.
Gerhardy to take the kick in. He's going to go safe and go wide around the wing. Under this is Will McGowan. Took good mark amongst 3 Lions opponents. He's got it on half back there. Gets a hand pass back to Gerhard. Chips another one long and low, looking for Carr. It's gone over the top of Redfern, gathered by Jack Sussay. Gets a hand pass back inside to Carr, back to Sean Foley. The ball's on the ground there. He tries to pick it up, gets one back to Matt Hamlin. He dodges around 1, 2, Lions. But it's out over the sideline. It'll be a throw in.
He ran out of ground in the finish, did he? So we'll have a throw in out there in front of the Nutrien livestock. James Crocus. He looks after a lot of clients in this area.
Will McGowan and Sean Foley. Will McGowan taps this down to Campbell Matley. Tries to get his hand pass away. Picked up by Krebser. Back to Matt Hamlin. To Sam Martin. Gets kicked forward there. And it's gone over the sideline in front of Walker and Dan Foley. Umpire throw it in. That true wing position.
Throw in front of Stephen Patterson's Bobcat business there. He's a great player for the Hoppers over the years.
McGowan, Will, taps that one down to the advantage of Coolerman. Coming through is Aaron Proctor. He's tackled high. He bursts his way through that back. Finds Jackson Conley in the centre of the ground.
Does a lot of that bullocking work, Andrew, Aaron Proctor.
It's gone high. Good contest there. Gathered by Seb Hamlin. On to Aaron Proctor, who's followed up. Keeps this low, looking for Jack McKegg. It's gone past him. It's gathered by Maslin there, and he's quite content to carry it over the sideline. Another throw in the Lions forward line.
Once again, a throw in front of the centre gate. Relationships and mental health people there in Wagga. Search them up.
On the clubhouse side, the ball thrown high. Dan Foley taps this down into the path of Shannon Butterfield. He gathers, he gets his hand pass smothered. Comes back out to Bray. He quickly kicks one high. Sitting under this is Sean Foley. He can't take the mark. The ball's on the ground there. Sam Martin just catches his opponent high. In Mitchell Matley there, he's got the free kick across half-back for Coolerman. Goes wide, looking for Redfern. He takes the mark in front of Carr on a lead. 70 metres from goal, goes back looking for Oosteroff. On the lead there, he jumps high. Takes a strong mark in front of Josh Walsh. Pressure from Sean Foley. Front on pressure, but it's been a good mark to Oosteroff. He's been dangerous up forward there.
He's a handful, all right, Andrew. He's a handful for the Lions' backs. He'll have to kick. Oh, he's only got a kick from 35. That's well within his gettable range. He'll come in on that right foot. Gives that little skip. Pokes it right over the goal umpire's head.
He likes it. And here come the Hoppers.
Riv Hotel scoreboard. The Lions 7-9, 51. Rovers 7-3, 45. 7.5 minutes gone here in the third term.
Hoppers with the ascendancy in this third term.
They've pegged the Lions back to a goal now.
Sean Foley, Will McGowan in the ruck. McGowan taps it forward through the hands of Matt Hamlin, picked up by Campbell Matley. Kicks this one high, sitting under this Jack Sussay and Sykes. Sykes has him over the shoulder. Free kick to Jack Sussay. He's been good in defence for the Lions today. Goes wide, looking for Matt Hamlin in front of the scoreboard and finds him. He's held up. Chip one over the top, finds Lockie Parker. Kicks one high, looking for Sean Foley. Dan Foley, sorry. Can't take the mark. The ball's on the ground there. Umpire calls to play on. No one can get it out. And he's called for a ball up. Lions side of the centre wing. Will McGowan front position, tap forward. Gathered by Lockie Parker, bursted through, gets a hand pass away. And he's held on to after he's done so, and it's a free kick to Lock Parker. He'll go back and send this one deep into the forward line for the Lions. He's got Ben Walsh in a lead. Pressure from Maslin there. Ball's punched forward, coming through his Shannon Battlefield. Here Gathers tries to get a hand pass away. And he's caught with the ball. Play on, says the umpire. No, he's calling it back. Back to Gerhard. Good tackle.
Yeah, one-handed handball there against the Lions.
Comes wide to Darcy, front of the commentary box. He can come wider again and finds Leary. He gets one over the top to Maslin. Back to McKelvey. Gets his kick away. Long looking for McGowan. Matt, that is, and the ball's kept in play. No, it's been called out of bounds by the young boundary umpire. The ball will be brought back and thrown in.
So we'll get a throw in around there in front of the Tins pharmacy sign. We've got Tin down there in the main street at Gammain.
In it comes, Matt McGowan front, taps this one out the back, looking for Cooper McKelvey, gathered by Burhop. And Lockie Parker's wrapped in a tackle, and it's play on there. Good tackle by Butterfield as players scraffle behind play onto Harry Carter. Butterfield gets a grubbing kick forward to Dan Foley. Hand passes one over the top to Zach Burhop. He can send this one in, looking for Jack McKeggy. Ben Walsh into back there. It's tapped down by Maslin. Aaron Proctor tries to pick it up. He gets a kick off the ground out to Matt Hamlin on his own. He double kick for goal. And it's a reply to the Lions. It's a good goal.
Desperately needed goal there for the Lions, Andrew.
No doubt about that, Guy.
They'll have to get plenty more too to keep in front of this Rovers side. The Rovers, as we know, they won't stop. They'll fancy themselves here today at Ganmain. Even when we played there at Kindra Park a few weeks ago, Lions looked like they had it. The Rovers came late.
They came late, Guy, yes.
Took the game away. They'll have that in their mind. So we got to play right down to that last wire.
Back to the centre of the ground. Will McGowan, Sean Foley. He's rucked tirelessly for the Lions today. McGowan taps it down into the path of Hillier. Clearance here by Kuhlman. Sends this one high into the forward line. Sykes comes out in front of Carr. It bounces. Coming over the top is Tom Quinn. Taps this down to Sam Martin. Goes on his left and finds Kirkman. Good pressure there by Tom Quinn. Kirkman just holds this one up. Number of players on that wing. He decides to go long, looking for Dan Foley. In front is Grintle there, taps it down. It's over the sideline in front of the scoreboard.
Get a throw in out there in front of the Bill Rather carpet cleaning business there from Wagga.
Sean Foley, McGowan, Will McGowan taps that down in the path for Hilly. He's crunched in a tackle there, gets his hand pass away. There's no beg your pardon so far in this game as Darcy tries to keep this ball moving forward. It's gathered by Kirkman though into the path of Zach Burhop. It's kicked off the ground for the Lions there and it's out over the sideline on that centre wing.
Once again, another throw in front of Stephen Patterson's Bobcat and Excavator Hire business. Berger will be here enjoying this game here today.
Foley and McGowan. Tapped down by McGowan. Hillier tries to get his kick away. He can't, and he's caught with the ball. Good tackle by Zach Burhop.
Of course, Andrew mentioned earlier that we're playing today for the Patterson Carroll Cup.
Burhop goes wide, looking for Dan Foley, and he marks just centimetres inside the sideline there. He'll swing around on his right, sends this one looking for Ben Walsh. He's got Maslin and Grintle pressure gathered by Ben Walsh, chips one short, looking for Matt Hamlin. It's gone over his head and it rolls over the sideline just shy of the far behind post.
So we'll have a throw in out there right in front of the Riv Hotel.
Chance here for the Lions.
Best counter meals and counter dinners in Wagga. We've told you that before. The Lions gather there when they're playing in Wagga and Gully. Have good nights there after the games.
Ben Walsh in the ruck, taps this back, but it's gathered by Walker. Clearance here for Kuhlman. They get it out into the centre of the ground, but it's cut off by Sean Foley.
Sean Foley repaying his faith in the selector's faith in him, Andrew. I'll get it out eventually.
He kicks one wide and finds Ben Walsh. 50 metres out from goal.
Clear the space! Clear the space!
He'll kick from outside the 50.
JT.
Going to go for it, I think. So it'll be...
Yeah, Dan Foley on the lead. Jack McKegg's leading. The lines will keep moving here.
Could be a chance for Jack McKeeg to mark right on the goal line in the square.
Ben's going to send this in. Ball's gone high. Under it is Jack McKeeg. Ball's punched through by Kuhlman. Through from behind.
Off hands, one behind. Riv Hotel scoreboard. The Lions 8-10, 58. Rovers 7-3, 45. 15 and a
Gerhardt,
half
he comes
minutes
in
gone.
and finds McKelvey. Gets it on to Leary. Can get one over the top to Mitch Matley. Kicks it forward, but kick falls short, and he finds Harry Carr. Cuts it off across centre half back. Comes inside to Tom Quinn. He's got his captain coach Sam Martin on the far side. He takes this ball on the wing there. Looks for opportunities. Can go wider again with a hand pass to Zach Burhop. Kuhlman got numbers back in defence. Swings back to Josh Walsh there. Comes inside to Jack Sasse. Can come back to the broadcasting box to Sam Longmore. Finds him in front of the Gairmain box. Lions going the long way around for goal. Kitchit Fort finds Jake Sullivan. Kicks this one long, looking for Dan Foley. Under it is Maslin. The ball's gone over the back to Ben Walsh. Gathered by Jack McKeeg, but can't hold on to it, and he's bundled over the sideline. And the umpire, through for a behind it is, and it's a score for the Lions, but minor.
Hopper's very good at building that wall in defence, Andrew.
Yeah, they're very good getting their numbers back there. Lions got to try and pick their way through it as Gerhardt goes to go up the centre of the ground and finds Hillier. Front of Butterfield at centre half forward. He can go wide, but he goes shorter again up to the centre to glide. He's got no one in front of him. He takes off, has one bounce, nearly bounces over his head. Gets his hand pass away to Darcy. He kicks one high looking for McKelvey, who's pushed into the forward line and takes a mark.
Not for the first time today, Andrew. You called it there earlier. They're very good at taking it from that kick in down through the centre of the ground, and exactly what they did on this occasion.
They've opened the lines up a couple of times today, and Sam Martin alluded to it at half-time as something they need to shut down, and at this stage they haven't been able to do it.
Yeah, they're pretty quick through the centre. He'll kick from round about 40.
Kicks on its way. It's going to swing back. It's hit the post,
I reckon.
eh?
Yep.
Behind to Kuhlman. Reprieve for the Lions. Martin to bring it in.
Riv Hotel scoreboard. The Lions 8-11, 59. The Rovers with good straight kicking, 7-4, 46. 18 gone, third quarter.
He comes to the clubhouse side, but it's knocked over the sidelines in front of the Kuhlman box. The throw in.
Once again, Matt, Jason Hamlin, not Jason Hamlin present, but Jason Hamlin owns that regional hydraulics business.
Punch forward there by Sean Foley. Hillier gathers it, gets a hand pass over the top to Bray. Back to Hillier, tries to wrap around. Matt Hamlin gets his kick, hardly kick, but he's found Krebser. Cut it off across half back there. Quick hand pass on to Sam Martin, on to Matt Hamlin, who's pushed to that wing there. Can look for Jake Sullivan. The Lions on the run here. They're quick transition. He comes back inside looking for Aaron Proctor. Maslin spoils that forward into the path of Dan Foley. Dodges around one. He's under pressure. Gets his hand pass away onto Shannon Butterfield. He can have a left foot shot at goal, but it's over the sidelines. Hits the point post. It'll be a throw in.
Have a throw in there in front of the Kuhlman Butchery. We've got Liam Armstrong with that sponsorship there from the Kuhlman Butchery. We thank him for being on board.
Sam, you're free.
Dan Foley and Grittle the ruck. Grittle gets front position, punches this one forward. Race for the ball here by Jackson Conley. Almost picked up by Bray. Grabbed by Mitch Matley to Cooper McKelvey. bangs it on the boot in front of the clubhouse. Ball bounces forward, but it's out over the sidelines. Front of the main box, be a throw-in.
Got some close images here now, right below the commentary box.
Sean Foley and McGowan in the ruck. Tapped forward by Foley. Gathered by Gerhard. He gets hand pass over the top. Looking for Campbell Matley. Good pressure there on Matt Hamlin. Gathered by Sam Martin to Matt Hamlin. To Tom Quinn to Kirkman. He's wrapped up in a tackle by McGowan. No prior opportunity. The umpire called for a ball up.
She's no place for the faint-hearted, Andrew, out there.
No, the tackling's been very intense so far today. They haven't let up. McGowan taps one over the back. Looking for McKelvey. Keeps this in the field of play and charging out from full forward is Redfern, but the ball's turned over there. Oosterhoff was holding Josh Walsh, so free kick to Josh Walsh. Comes inside, finds Tom Quinn. Play on, says the umpire. He's wrapped up in a tackle. Can't get clear. Umpire called it not 15, so Macaulay's got the kick. He goes to pass it off, but it's been called back. Coming back to Macaulay.
Lions will have to improve in that situation, Andrew. Those turnovers are costly. It hasn't cost them yet, but the Rovers are in prime position here to capitalise on that little fumble, little missed kick. Well, the kick didn't go the required distance, and Tom Quinn was deemed caught with the ball.
So Macaulay comes in. Have his shot on goal. Kicks on its way. It looks very good. It's through. Another goal to the Hoppers.
JT, drive time!
Riv Hotel scoreboard, the Lions 8-11, 59, the Rovers 8-4, 52. 22 minutes gone now in the third quarter. Still no breeze, whatever. Beautiful conditions. Just a little bit of sunlight now. Some shadows on the ground, but they probably won't last long. 7 points in favour of the Lions.
Sean Foley and Matt McGowan. McGowan taps that forward into the path of Matt Hamlin. He's wrapped up in a tackle. As McGowan's copped one high. Maybe an accidental poke in the eye, and his umpire's just holding this up. Umpire throws it up. McGowan front position. He taps it forward into the path of Hillier. Coming through is Shannon Butterfield. He's wrapped up in a tackle. Gets his hand pass away. Umpire deemed to be caught the ball. Campbell Matley has the free kick. Centre of the ground. Hoppers look to go forward again. Under this is Oosterhoff. It's gone through his hands. Punched by Josh Walsh into Matt. Hamlin goes wide looking for Ben Walsh. Goes through his hands. Hand pass back to Jake Taylor. Goes to come inside. Back to Ben Walsh. Hand pass over. Kick over to Jackson Conley. He quickly plays on. Finds Lockie Parker. 80 metres from goal. Hand pass back inside to Jackson Conley. Chips one short. Looking for Sam Martin, who's pushed forward. He takes a mark 45 metres out. From goal, on a tight angle, late in this third term.
It's an understatement, but the Lions need to capitalise on this, Andrew.
He goes short and finds Matt Hamlin 45 metres out. He's going to have to kick this from 50.
It'll take every bit of his ability to score from there, Andrew.
Take a very good kick, Guy. He's going to go back and have a shot.
Hold out!
No wind against him, whatever. Nice dry ball. Couldn't be better.
Kicks on its way, but it's tried to go for the distance and he's pushed it out to the left, out on the full. Pat Walker to bring this back in for Coolerman. Goes short and finds Shea Darcy in the pocket. He goes wide, a big kick looking for Redfern and Carr under this one. Sean Foley over the top. Aaron Proctor dives into this one. Gets a hand pass out to Matt Hamlin. He can go short and find Jackson Connolly. He can play on here. And the siren's gone.
Riv Hotel scoreboard, 3/4 time here at Gammain Sports Ground. The Lions 8-11, 59. Rovers 8-4, 52. The Rovers really pressuring the Lions in that quarter, pegging them back. Good straight kicking from the Rovers. Lions not quite the same. And the Gulliman Rovers making the Lions pay with those turnovers.
Yes, they certainly are, Guy. We're in for a dynamic last quarter here. The Hoppers are coming. The Lions need to bring out something big in this last quarter.
Crowd streams onto the ground to go to their respective huddles. So the commentators and camera operators and Tammy, our fourth person here in the box, will all take a break. We look forward to bringing you the exciting last quarter here at Gammain. Huddles disperse. Good crowds at both huddles there for the support of these two top of the tables Riverina Football League sides. Umpire waiting till the crowd clears the fence at the scoreboard side of the ground. Andrew is set up here for a tight tussle in the last quarter.
Yeah, set up for a big last quarter, Guy. Lions the last few games have finished their games off well. They'll be looking to do the same today.
They'll have to call on every bit of those last quarters that they've fought out.
Got the bye next week before finals.
No good leaving anything left undone here today.
Sean Foley, McGowan. McGowan taps this down to Campbell Matley. Back to Glyde. Coolman charge out of the centre there. One onto Macaulay. Hand pass over the top looking for Darcy. Gathers this in. Swings around on his left into the goal square. Punched by Carr. Into the half of Martin. Gets his hand pass away. Back to Matt Hamley. Onto Josh Walsh. Pressure here from Coolman. Josh Walsh tries to clear one over the top to Aaron Proctor. Back to Jack Sussay. Lions take it out of defence. Wide. Jack McKeag has gone through his hands and wraps up Chase Grintle in a tackle there. The umpire called for a ball up. Lions take a sigh of relief. This ball is out on the far wing. Sean Foley under this. Tap forward by McGowan into the path of Mitch Matley is coming back with purchased. Under this is Redfern. He can't take the mark. Kirkman's wrapped up in the tackle. Play on. Carr has the ball. Kicks one high out of defence. Under this is Sean Foley and McGowan. But it's a good mark to Sean Foley. Had front position, gets a hand pass off to Sam Martin. He's dealt strongly after the ball and free kick downfield.
Yeah, always there in football nowadays. The umpires will always pay that. No need for it.
Jack McKeag takes the kick on to Jackson Connolly on that far wing. He goes high looking for Lockie Parker, but it's a good mark there to Leary for the Hoppers. He goes to come inside there, finds Maslin. He can kick along cross field, finds Campbell Matley all alone in the centre of the ground, chased here by Matt Hamlin. Kicks one low, looking for Redfern. Carr from behind. Ball's punched clear. Redfern tries to break the tackle. He's wrapped up in a tackle there. He's caught with the ball. Good tackle, Seb Hamlin.
Yeah, you could see his intent was to try and break the tackle. Umpires will always pay it against you if you're intending to break the tackle.
Goes short, finds Sean Foley at centre half back there for the Lions. He can go wide, looking for Sam Martin. He's put it out in front of him. He regathers it, can chip over the top, finds Ben Walsh. Run from Josh Walsh in defence there. He has this ball on the wing there. Gets a hand pass over the top to Jackson Connolly. Just at his feet, he can't regather. Regathered by Josh Walsh. He's taken high. Play on, says the umpire. Ball's towed forward by Tom Quinn. He pirouettes and kicks around on his left. Sends it high, looking for Dan Foley. Takes a good chest mark, 40 metres out from goal. Good pressure there by Walker and McKelvey, but Dan Foley's up to the task. He'll go back and have a shot on goal. 40 metres out, straight in front.
Dan Foley's continuing his purple patch run in this season of Riverina football. He'll kick inside the 50. Comes in on that right foot, gives it plenty.
Kicks on its way.
Yeah, clears the pack.
It's
Goal
good.
to the Lions.
He likes it.
Gotta get this clearance back, tell him.
Dan Foley likes it, and John and Angela are over there in the car listening to the broadcast. They like it too. Riverina Hotel scoreboard. The Lions 9-11-65. The Rovers 8-4-52. Bit over 3 minutes gone here in the final quarter at Gammain Sports Ground. Lions won't be content with that. They'll know the Rovers will keep coming and coming and coming, just like they did at that game at Kyndra Park all those weeks ago.
Back to the centre of the ground. Sean Foley and Will McGowan on the ruck. Will McGowan taps it over the top to McCauley. It's another centre clearance here for the Hoppers. He sends this wind long and high, and it's almost marked by Redfern there. Play on, says the umpire. It's on the ground. Redfern tries to regather. Hand passes out to Darcy, deep in the pocket. Has a quick shot back at goal. Good effort there by Josh Walsh. Put his body on the line, punched this forward into the path to glide, and he's wrapped up in a good tackle there. Like last week, Josh Walsh, no respect for his body. Good courageous effort there to spoil that. Umpire throws it up, tapped down by Redfern, into the path of Hillier. He regathers, has a running shot at goal, but it's through from behind.
Good pressure from the Lions, that's what it is.
Very dangerous around the ball there, Hillier, so far today. Sam Martin looks to bring this ball back in.
We've got the Pamandy boys playing well all over the ground, Andrew.
Goes short, finds Tom Quinn, but he's dropped the mark. Play on, he's tackled, gets his hand pass away into the path of Oosteroff, gets one back to McKelvey. He can't have a running shot on goal, and he's gone wide, and this ball's gone out over the sideline. Couple of fundamental mistakes by the Lions there today.
Let off there for the Lions. They'll have to regroup here, try and clear from the 50, clear it out of the danger area.
Just shows that perceived pressure in this game today. Sean Foley and Oosteroff in the ruck. Oosteroff pushes Foley forward, but he tapes the ball out of the ruck onto Matt Hamlin, clearing kick out of defence. Finds Jackson Connolly right on the sidelines. Comes inside, through the hands of Butterfield though. It's over the back, he regathers himself. Gets a hand pass out to Aaron Proctor, it's cut off. Ball's on the ground there, tapped back to Tom Quinn. Traps it with his foot, taps it back inside to Butterfield. The ball's held up here. The Lions can't clear it out of defence.
Umpire will reluctantly have to ball it up. He was hoping that it would clear and he wouldn't have to go out there, but not this occasion.
McGowan taps it back to Matt Hamlin. He swings on his left, kicks this high. Under this is Jack McKegg. The ball's through hands. Ball on the ground there, gathered by Mattingly. Gets one back to Gerhard. His hand pass is smothered. And it's out over the sideline on that far wing, just on the Coolman side of the wing.
Yeah, we'll have a throw-in out there in front of the Jason Lindsell Electrical. Jason's got that good electrical business for all your electrical problems.
Ball's thrown in, punched out the back there, gone through the hands of Connolly, picked up by Hillier, who gets his hand pass away, gathered by Tom Quinn. Over the top there, running onto this is Connor Krebs, breaks one tackle, gets his hand pass away, play on, says the umpire, it's on the ground, gathered by Bray, gets a quick kick forward, charging out from defence as Sam Martin takes a saving mark. Looks to come inside, he's got Matt Hamlin on his own, but the ball's been punched by McKelvey, he dives on it, slips over, gets his hand pass away, it's cut off by Butterfield, on to Matt Hamlin, gets one over top to Zach Burhop, he can go for around the corner kick, shot at goal on the run, it's a beauty, it's a goal!
Andrew, we've been on this soccer theme all day. That was another one of those bend it like Beckham opportunities, and he was up to the task, and the Lions will take it. Riv Hotel scoreboard.
Great goal.
Lions 10-11-71. The Rovers 8-5-53. 7 minutes gone. That'll be worth looking at on the YouTube, on the replay. Have a look at that goal. Goal
So
kicking
the Lions
skill personified
get
there.
a little bit of breathing space.
They can't afford to relax, Andrew. We know this. We know this Rovers side.
They'll keep coming. They'll keep coming. It's back to the centre of the ground. Sean Foley and Will McGowan in the ruck. Coolman had the last two clearances. Ball's tapped down in the path of Darcy, but it's picked up by Krebs. It sends this one forward for Big Barrel. Matt Hamlin's over the back and he takes the chest mark. Too good for Leary on that occasion, and he'll go back and have a shot for the Lions. He's about 30 metres out on a fairly tight angle.
Another handy game from Connor Krebs here, Andrew, and he gave that. He had a quick look up. He could see Matt Hamlin, and then he put plenty of effort into the kick. Matt Hamlin was just a little bit of body on his opponent, just enough to, and he's also going to go for that round the corner job. It looks all right. No, it won't make the distance. Play on.
Ball's been kept in play there by Coolman, and charging out from there's Aaron Proctor. It's just a bit of tunnel ball. Coolman play on quickly. They come wide there looking for Bailey Wood. He can't mark numbers here for Coolman. Charging through is Kirkman. It's on the ground there. Picked up by Connor Krebser. He's tackled, got eyes for the ball, gets his hand pass away over the top. Jake Sullivan tries to take the mark, take the hand pass, but Nick Buchanan's tackled without the ball. He'll take the free kick, gets one off to Cook McKelvey. Trusty left, goes inside, finds Pat Walker at centre forward. He wants to play on quickly to Gerhardt. He's dropped under pressure here, Kuhlman. Walker's wrapped up in a tackle by Tom Quinn, and the umpire will ball it up. Good pressure from the Lions there.
It's been pressure all day, and that's what it'll be till the finish, till the final siren blows.
This game won't let up. Ben Walsh in the ruck with McGowan. He has front position. Gathered by again Walsh. Kicks this one forward. It's on the ground there. Picked up by Darcy. He's taken a fumble. Good tackle by Dan Foley there. Wrapped him up. And the umpire called for a ball up. It's just inside the 50, in the middle of the ground.
Lions inching towards goal.
I'm ready whenever.
Ben Walsh and Matt McGowan on the ruck. Ben Walsh thumps this forward into the path for Shannon Butterfield. Tries to duck around, but he's been tackled high.
Yep, always there.
He tried to get back on his right foot, but you got to tackle correctly.
Yeah, some of the Coolman players throw their heads back and sort of intimate that the the player was going to ground. Doesn't matter. You can't grab them high.
So we're right behind Shannon on this one. Comes in, 45-degree angle, 30 metres out. Kicks on its way, but it's to the left. Through from behind.
Riv Hotel scoreboard. The Lions 10-12-72. The Rovers 8-5-53. There's now 10.5 minutes gone.
Gerhardy to bring this in. The Lions will be looking to shut this one down. They've fallen down badly so far today. As Gerhardy goes wide to the scoreboard side. Under this is Sean Foley and Maslin. It takes a good one-handed mark. Goes to come inside quickly. He's got Darcy in his own. It's bounced in front of him. Good tackle by Butterfield. Wraps him up in attack on the centre of the ground. Regathers it there. On to Jackson Conley. Back to Tom Quinn. He's wrapped up in a tackle. And the umpire called for a ball up. Scrambling effort there from the Lions.
Lions almost got away with it, Andrew, but Coolman, desperate fight, keep it in, stop the Lions' attack.
Sean Foley McGowan.
Free kick here to the Lions.
Yeah, good, son!
Good pressure by Shannon Butterfield. Max Hilliard just gives away the free kick. He goes wide to Jackson Conley on the wing there. Getting very dark here at the Gammain Sports Ground. He looks for Tom Quinn, goes through his hands. Tried to be picked up there by Jake Sullivan. He tries to break a tackle and he's caught with the ball. Good tackle there by Macaulay. Coolman looked to send this forward. He goes wide, looking for Grintle on that far wing. Swings around his right, sends this in, and under it is Redfern. He tries to take a one out of mark. Charging through is Seb Hamlin. He clears the ball for the Lions forward for him. Under this is Maslin, gathered by Ben Walsh. Swings around on his left. There's no one in the goal square. It's rolling, but it's going to be cut off by Walker. He gets back for Coolman there. And he can chip one short. Finds Gerhardy in the centre half-back position. He comes wide to the clubhouse side. Under this is McKelvey. Gone through his hands. And Zach Burhop tries to keep it in, he does, gets around McKelvey, sends this back for the Lions, but all Maslin there takes the mark. He can go out the other side to Walker if he likes. He erects us. Yes, he's going to chip back to Walker. Front of the Gammain goals there. He's going to go wide, looking for Grintle there in front of Jackson Conley. The ball's on the ground there. He regathers, swings on his left. Jake Taylor and Mitch Matley race for the ball. Jake Taylor taps his forward. It's gathered by Matley. Looks for Redfern there, gathers this one off his feet. Good tackle by Carr there, good pressure. The ball's come into the hands of Lockie Parker. Hair pass on to Harry Carr. Goes over the top of Leary. It's all Coolaman though. Gerhardt, tries to pick this up at his feet. He's got to come back to the clubhouse side. He's got Maslin in the goal square and he marks the ball right on the last line. Gamine trying to shut out all outlets here. He's held up. He's going to come to the clubhouse side, Maslin. He's going to have to king long and high, looking for Baileywood. He's got to run and jump at this, but Sam Martin cuts it off. Comes inside, looking for Shannon Butterfield. Into the path of Tom Quinn. He can chip one over the top, looking for Dan Foley, but it's cut off by McKelvey.
Yeah, Coolaman just got a number of players in the holes there, Andrew, in the hole there.
He can come wide, looking for Baileywood on this side. Good pressure by Seb Hamlin. He's just caught Baileywood high there, and he gets the free kick in front of the Coolaman box. The Hoppers look to push forward as Dan Foley comes from the ground. This one's high under his Redfern. Shove out by Carr there, but he's paid the mark, the umpire. He can go wide to Jackson Connolly, all on his own. He does so. He takes the mark. He can come back inside. There's plenty of numbers there for the Lions. They can raffle this. Tom Quinn takes the mark. He goes wide. Finds Jackson Connolly. Tries to chip this one over the top, but it's all Grintle. Takes the mark in front of Jack McKegg.
Riv Hotel scoreboard, the Lions 10-12, 72, Rovers 8-5, 53. There's now
Walker
14.
goes to come inside. Sorry, Guy, but he's gone off the side of his boot as Lockie Parker tries to gather this in. Come into the hands of Bray, gathered by Lockie Parker. Hair pass back to Aaron Proctor, back to Matt Hamlin. Sends a barrel forward. It's gone off the side of his boot, but it's all Grintle there. He marks this deep in the defence there for Coolaman. Gets a short pass to the pocket on the clubhouse side to McKelvey. Coolaman trying to get this out of defence. Sends one high to the wing. Under this is Krebser and Wood. As Wood shoves him under the ball, but he plays on and he's called the ball. Good tackle there by Jake Sullivan. He can play on quickly, looking for Ben Walsh, and he's marked it. 30 metres out.
Once again, we'll have a great view of this from our position here. The camera is directly behind Ben Walsh. One of the most skillful goal kickers the Lions have got. Who else would you want in that situation?
He's had a habit of just shifting it to the left these last two kicks against Gully and this week, so hopefully his adjustments there.
No hindrance from the breeze. Everything's perfect. So's the kick. The kick is perfect.
Perfect, Guy. Straight through the middle.
I leave myself open when I boost them up, Andrew, but I just had the feeling on that occasion, Ben Walsh, the player that he is, he was stepped up to that occasion. He knew the Lions needed that one. Riv Hotel scoreboard, Lions 11-12, 78, Rovers 8-5, 53, 16 gone. Still time for the Rovers. Lions won't want to stop.
Sean Foley and Matt McGowan in the ruck. Sean Foley taps that down to himself, but charging through his Sykes. Here he gathers, swings around on his right, kicks this forward. Under it is Sam Martin. Goes over his hands. Charge for the ball there from Carr and Wood. Picked up by Will McGowan onto McCauley. Has a running shot at goal. Snaps around the corner. It's through behind.
Yeah, the Rovers will keep coming, like we called. They won't stop.
Sam Martin to take this kick in. Goes to that far wing side. Kicks long, looking for Burhop and Sean Foley, but McGowan over the back takes that mark. Quickly sends it back in for the Hoppers. Under this is Oosteroff. And almost marks it, but it's gathered by Jack Sasse. Hand pass on to Krebser. He goes wide and finds Connolly. Can chip one over the top. He's gone back inside. It's spoiled there by McKelvey. Gathered by Hillaire. He slips over. And the umpire will ball it up.
Very dark now, Andrew. Hard for the commentators, but I can see on the monitor here that the images are still coming up a treat. So Tammy's working her magic in the back of the box here.
Sean Foley taps that down to Sykes, but he's wrapped up in the tackle by Matt Hamlin.
17.5 gone now.
Tom Quinn dives on that one. He's wrapped up. Umpire call for another ball up. Lions quite contented to hold this ball up as they lead by 4 goals.
Yeah, Riv Hotel scoreboard, the Lions 11-12, 78, Rovers 8-6, 54, 18 minutes gone.
Tapped down by McGowan, but picked up by Burhop. Gets a kick forward, race for the ball from Jake Taylor. Puts his body on the line, comes back to Jack McKeag. He's got Ben Bolsh all on his own in the 50. Takes a mark.
He's in that same position, Andrew. It's
Just a
virtually,
little bit further out, Guy, but he was
Yeah.
comfortable last time he kicked it.
and a little bit, just probably a metre or 2 left. That won't be a problem for Ben Walsh. He'll get it. He'll dob it from there.
Guy's quite confident.
Yep. Big players, good players, top players rise to the occasion. No bigger occasion than beating the Coolaman Rovers on your home ground.
Kicks on its way, and it's just drifted to the right, through from behind.
I won't go crook on him. It was a pretty good effort.
Gerhard to bring this back in. He's looking for Bailey Wood, but it's been touched by Tom Quinn through the hands of Glide onto Leary. He goes through the centre of the ground. Sitting under this is Krebser. Coming through is Macaulay. Ball's on the ground there. Picked up Macaulay. Breaks one tackle. Gets his kick away. Oosteroff in front. No, but it's a good mark to Josh Walsh. He had front position. Oosteroff was behind, and it's come to Sam Martin, who takes the mark there. Chips one short. Finds Shannon Butterfield coming at him. He can come wide to Jake Taylor, but it's marked by Wood. He plays on quickly for the Hoppers. Sends this long. At the back is Oosteroff. In front is Carr, but it's a great saving mark to Harry Carr.
Yeah, eyes on the ball the whole way. That's
He
what it
goes
was.
wide. He's got Sean Foley all alone. He can play on. Puts it out in front of Jake Sullivan. In front of Walker. He slips over. Picked up by Sykes, but gets the free kick. High contact there on Jake Sullivan.
Sean Foley's getting better the further the game goes, Andrew.
He's had a terrific game for...
Faith, if selectors have put faith in him, he's repaid it.
The pass goes short to Jackson Connolly on that far wing. Kicks one over the top, looking for Jake Sullivan. He finds him. Plenty of run here from the young Lions. Kicks this one up to centre forward. Under it is Aaron Proctor. It's gone through hands there. Gathered by Ben Walsh. Hand pass forward to Matt Hamlin. He gathers it in. Can swing on his left. He swings around on his right. He's got Jake Taylor wide. Campbell Matley flies high, almost marks. The umpire's going to pay the mark for a Shepherd. Oh, he's paid a mark there. Campbell Matley's got the ball there for Coolaman. He can go wide looking for Glide. He can mark it in front of the Coolaman box. Goes to come inside. McGowan can't gather. Then picked up by Sam Martin. Away to Tom Quinn. And it's a good mark by Aaron Proctor there in front of Will McGowan. Back to Tom Quinn. Sends this one long and high. Sitting under it is Ben Walsh. And the umpire's called a hold there.
Be a free kick to
Free
Ben
kick will
Walsh,
go to Ben Walsh. On Maslin for a hold. And Ben Walsh will go back and have a shot on goal.
He's directly in front of Andrew, so I reckon I'm right this time.
This will put a big nail in the coffin.
Yeah, I think this will put it beyond the Rovers' reach if Ben can nail this one.
Kick is on its way.
Dale umpire watches it go over his head. Riv Hotel scoreboard, Lions 12-13, 85. Rovers 8-6, 54. 5-goal break now on the Rovers with 21 and a half minutes gone here. Fading light at the Gammain Sports Ground.
4 goals to the Lions in this last quarter. It's been all Lions. They've finished the game off strongly.
Andrew, you touched on it. Their last 5 or 6 games, the last quarter, they've owned the last quarter. And they've continued that here today.
Back to the centre of the ground. Sean Foley and Matt McGowan in the ruck. McGowan squats this forward into the path of his brother Will. Charging through is Matt Hamlin. He gathers it. He slips over. Loses possession of the ball. Coming through is Sykes. He gathers. Gets one out the back to McKelvey. He's wrapped up in a good tackle by Connor Krebser. And the umpire will call for a ball up. It's inside the Hoppers 50.
Lions will be able to set their defence now. Every man has to pick up a man.
Will McGowan taps this one down. Picked up there by Tom Quinn. Gets his kick away, but not very far. Into Butterfield. He breaks
high
one
tackle.
Got him high,
Yeah,
ducked under that one.
Or put 50 there. I know it might have been a little bit Hopper's claim it was accidental, but he really needn't have done it. They're paying the price for that.
Bring him to the bench! Take him off!
As Butterfield takes this kick. 60 metres for goal. Goes short looking for Ben Walsh and he marks this.
Unreal, Shannon!
40 metres out. You'll have another shot on goal.
Well, he's really been the standout, Andrew. Ben comes in on that left foot. He'll have to unload from 45.
He's going to drift to the left. Maslin leaps high, one hand, and the ball's through from behind. Gerhard to bring it back in.
One behind.
Comes to the clubhouse side. He's got Wood and Martin for the Lions under this. Spoiled by Martin. Into the path of Lockie Parker. Gathered by Leary. Comes inside. Finds Macaulay. Chips one over the top. Finds Sykes in the centre of the ground. Looks to play on quickly here. Lions slow to get back. Onto Jordan. Joey Redfern. He marks in front of Carr on the centre of the wing. Kicks this one high. Oosteroff's under this. Leaps high. Sean Foley takes possession back to Connor Krebser. Can chip one into the goal square to Zach Burhop. Can go wide to Matt Hamlin. Runs this out of defence. Finds Jackson Conley on that far wing.
5-goal lead to the Lions.
He goes long looking for Ben Walsh. Maslin dives at the ball there. It's on the ground there, and the umpire will call for a ball up. As Coach Sam Martin comes to the bench. Out of the ruck there to Jackson Conley. Tries to get his kick away. And just Max Hillier was tapped on the legs there. Kuhlman looked to bring this inside. Find Bailey Wood. As players are tied late in this final term, Tom Quinn cuts it off in the centre of the ground. Finds Jack McKegg at centre half forward there. Takes a mark in front of Grintel as he gets to his feet. Dodges around Grintel. He can send this one long. Chips one short. Finds Jake Taylor. Good vision from Jack McKegg. Been called to hold him as the siren goes.
Young Jake Taylor will, every footballer's dream, to kick a goal after the siren. He's not on the MCG, he's on the Gammain Sports Ground, but he'll be just as happy to kick a goal. It'll test him, Andrew. He'll have to kick from 45, won't he?
Yeah, he'll have to kick from 45, guys. Be a very good kick for Jake. He's gone for the barrel. But no, he's gone for a drop punt. It's looking good.
It's a goal. It's a goal here after the siren. It doesn't determine the outcome of the game, but it's one that Jake Taylor won't forget. Final score here at the Gammain Sports Ground. The Lions on the Riverina Hotel scoreboard. The Lions 13-14-92 in the finish, Andrew. Convincing winners over the Coolman Rovers, 8-6-54.
Yes, there was, Guy. They're down on personnel today, the Lions, but they were challenged in that third term, but they've pushed ahead in this last quarter and were dominant with a 5-goal last quarter, and they've got the win over the Hoppers going into the finals for the Lions next week. They got the bye, the chance to rest some of these players. It was a very hard and physical game today. It'll be very interesting to see who wins this Patterson Carroll medal for best on ground.
Yeah, I think too hard for me to pick. I'll stay out of that. Lucky, pleased I haven't got a card.
Well, Matt Hamlin was very consistent all day.
Yep.
Aaron Proctor was very good. He just relished the conditions today, Aaron Proctor.
Oh, he loves it tough.
Harry Carr was good down in defence for the Lions, and up forward, Ben Walsh.
Sean Foley.
Sean Foley was very good. Tom Quinn was good around the ball. The Lions had a lot of contributors there today. Jack Sussay was very good in defence. Sam Martin, Shannon Butterfield and Connor Krebser. Zach Burhop got plenty of the ball.
Yeah, timely bye for the Lions next week, Andrew, with the Gammain show. And once again, we appeal to our players, both the players and our netballers, saying it's a bye next weekend. You can come along and support the football club in their catering ventures at the showground. So that'll be a great way that you can repay your community for that effort. Sam Martin being congratulated by Barrett, the Coolman coaches at Andrew, I think.
That's right, Guy, yep. Yeah, so a big game for Coolman next week against Mangapla. They've got to travel to Mangapla and...
no easy feat over there either.
They're trying to hold on to that third spot. The Lions will now be assured of the second spot. And they'll... that qualifying final, it'll be either Coolman or Griffith.
So the players just assembling there in front of the club rooms here at the Gammain Sports Ground as we'll find out the winner of this Patterson medal. It's going to be a little presentation. Well, it's actually be the Patterson's Cup by the look of it, Andrew. Fairly substantial
the Brushwood Cup they've called it now. It's passed through a few names over the years. It was a Wagga Mutual sponsorship, and now Beyond Bank sponsorship.
President Jason Hamlin saying a few words. There's no PA down there, so we'll know who wins once he announces it shortly.
Yeah, Coolman's won more Brushwood Cups than the Lions over the years.
Andrew Patterson, I present the Patterson Carroll Cup to the Gammain.
Lions coach Sam Martin having a bit to say now. He'll obviously be congratulating the Rovers on their effort. But when he came off the ground there, injured Andrew, he couldn't hide. He had made no attempt to hide his beaming smile. He gave his hands a bit of a clap. He's very happy with his guys' effort today.
He was elated. He ran back onto the ground to congratulate him, so he wasn't too injured. Harry Carr has won the medal.
I think he was one of those players you picked out, Andrew. So you were on the money there. He's having a good finish to the season too.
Yes, he certainly is, Guy. So Coolman won the 17s and Coolman won the reserves. The Lions have come out on top in the first grade.
So that brings to a climax the home and away for the Lions, and hence the end of our broadcasting. But we're going to be closely following the Lions through their finals campaign and see what happens. Should be a good finals tussle down. Predominantly they'll be played at Narrandera. I think the odd game in Wagga is there, Andrew, the venues. But,
yeah, the elimination final is at Robertson Oval and the qualifying is in Narrandera, and I think the preliminary final is at Robertson Oval. The second semi, first semi and the grand final at Narrandera Sports Ground.
Well, who knows, Baz might be able to get some filming done yet for the Lions as this season progresses. But we'd like to thank Baz for his efforts here in this, bringing this game to you, and we're in the little radio coverage that he's doing for around the ground for people that love to view the footy in their cars. That's very important because a lot of older people just love sitting in the comfort of their car and they can pick up on the players even when they don't know the players. It's really brought something extra to the community. We've said that all along. So thank you very much, Baz. And now for Baz's assistant, Tammy, she's only been here for this last game, but she'll be on board and excited to help Baz for next year. And so once again, we thank Andrew very much for his expert commentary. Andrew knows the players from both sides. That makes a hell of a difference. So we can bring this job to you, and you can look forward to good standard of Riverina football. Wish all sides the best going into to finalise the season, Andrew.
Yeah, thanks very much, Guy, and a big thanks to Baz. It's a privilege to have him here to video these games. It's very much appreciated.
Good afternoon, everybody.